Good morning, ladies and gents. This is going to be episode 19 of my story, and I'll be taking you off from where I left you on the previous one, episode 18, where my granny got a slap from my father, causing my heart to melt, and we were now taken to go witness at my great grandmother's place that my mother needed to or wanted to chop my father with a shovel. Made up story, I said. And when we got there, we there were two other kids there. It was far ahead, by the mountains, and we there were two other kids there. It was a girl and a boy. They were older than my brother, but younger than me. And those two children had a father and a mother, who then separated some time ago. But the parents were still really taking care of their children. Apologies for that. And what happened was that every month end, the parents, the mother and the father of the other two, would bring forth the food to the great grandmother and the father to feed, the children. But now, when my father bring us up there every time, he never brought us up with the food, never ever. He would just take us there, me and my younger brother, not caring what we're gonna eat and stuff. But I felt it was unfair from my side. I felt it was unfair for us to feed from the other two children's meals because their parents were working hard to take care of their own children, whereby our father, my mother was working hard to try and take care of us, that I'm sure of, but my father was something else. My father never wanted to share the meals with us. I tend to feel that my father was quite greedy, because what he would usually do was he would take us to his grandmother's, which is our great grandmother and great grandfather, and then he will leave us there, but he will find ways to go eat elsewhere. Worst case scenario, he would even go back to stay with my mother, leaving us behind there, where he knows very well that we don't have food. We cannot easily get to school because it's further away from the school. Maybe I had to walk about 10 to 15 kilometers just to go to school. Through the bush about 10 kilometers, another five, just right past my mom's house. I'm making it up. I don't know the distance very well, but it was far. It was now even further. So every time we had to walk down the mountain with my younger brother to get to school. And I'm now studying a secondary school, which is a high school level. I was doing grade 8 already. And there, by that school, things were different from my previous primary school, because there was something called corporal punishment, whereby if you are late, they will let you do like frog jump for like, it was a steepy slope like this by the entrance of the school. So you have to kind of like do frog jump going down and up, and it's rocky. And you have to maybe do it 20 times. I mean, they will tell you how many times you have to do. Going, coming back, they count it as one. And then, yeah, it was quite heavy. But now, the bad thing about the whole thing was that me and my brother, guys, we did not have shoes. When we went up there, my father took us with the shoes that we were wearing, flip-flops. And then just after that, he brought us uniform. But our uniform was torn. It was only my mother and my grandmother who were trying their best to get things for us. But my mother would take jobs as they come. If there's nothing, then there's no money, because my father never wanted to do anything to, bring the money into the house. Yes. And because we didn't have shoes, I had the shoes that I could wear, but not school shoes. So every time I go to school, I may be wearing the shoes, maybe green shoes or white shoes, whatever. When I go to school, by the gate, they will ask me to take the shoes off before I enter the school. Before they take all the shoes that are not school related to the staff room, they will ask us who are late to put our feet on top of the rock. And they had like electrical cable of this long. It was thick like my thumb, Yeah, I don't know what kind of an electrical cable that is, or the code or whatsoever. And they will ask us to put our feet on top of the rock, and they will hit us with that thing here on the toes. But now the unfortunate part was that if you do not have shoes, then you're gonna feel the pain. If you do have shoes, good luck on you. I used to get some friends that I met recently at school, offering me their shoes so that they don't just hit the skin. And worst part of all, my father would not stop. My father would still go, to the mountains, top of the mountains, just to ensure that he looks at us to check whether we are going to our grandmother to eat. That's why I'm saying my father, I think, was greedy, because as much as he took us away and he is not going to my mother's place, he doesn't want us to go to our mother's place. So he would every day after school stand by the mountainside, look at us, just to ensure that we don't go there to eat. And my mother's place was not too far from school. I could run there during break times and then run back to school, even if I'm 2 minutes late. But my father didn't want us to do that, because what I would usually do was to go there, grab something to eat, and then maybe take something to my younger brother's school was very, very close to my mother's house, maybe 500 meters away. And then I could run to my brother and give him something to nibble on, but sometimes they used to get food at the school for free. So myself, I would make sure that I'm sorted before going back to school. But my father would, maybe during break times or just after school, stand by the mountainside just to ensure that we're not going there to eat. And then if I happen to go eat there, I will see flames. I remember this other day, and I went to go eat at my mother's place after school, and then I walked back to my great grandmother's place, and then my father was not there. And then I slept. The following morning, the time I'm preparing to go to school, because there I had to wake up at around 4:30 a.m. because our great grandmother and the great grandfather wanted us to sweep, the yard and wash the dishes before we even go to school. There were no electricity, so we couldn't wash dishes in dark. But in the morning, they wanted us to do all the chores before we could go to school. We used to wake up at 4:30, clean up, prepare, tidy up everything. And then that morning, my father woke up very early. And then he said to me, he saw me going to eat there at my mother's place. Who do I think I am? This and that. As I was still talking, by the time I was starting to be something else, he started hitting me with everything around. My great grandmother woke up. She used to like me, that one. And she tried to stop him from, hurting me. But as she was pushing him away, he took a bench, a small bench like this. He threw it towards me. It hit my arm, and then my arm kind of like broke. I couldn't feel my arm for a couple of hours, but then I still had to go to school, and that's when I decided to not go to school. You know what I used to do? I used to sit by the mountainside until school is out. Because I didn't see the reason why I must go to school to get a corporal punishment, come back home, to be beaten by my father, no food, nothing. I felt like it was all torture. Yes, I did that for quite a long time, not going to school. And I was thinking of, quitting school and just run away, not to be found again, because I didn't see the reason why I'm leaving. It was all just, crazy and awkward. And then my other friends introduced me into smoking certain things, because the distance was too long and I was the furthest from everyone that goes to that particular school. My other friends that I found at school said to me, "Bro, we know you're going through things, but we think we know your solution, because the problem is walking. We can give you something that you will never feel that you are walking a distance. And I was like, okay, please provide me with that. And that's when they introduced me to benzene. They introduced me to smoking a whole lot of junk, I tried a whole lot. I tried glue, I tried benzene, I tried weed, I tried just a whole lot to try and not feel the distance, because I used to walk, and I would stay hungry for the day. And it was just all crazy, guys. And I think I must stop here now, because every time I get deep into this conversation, I become emotional and I don't want to carry on. It's just quite hurting, And when I share this with my brother, he just cries. So let me stop here, guys. It's quite hot where I am. It's around 8 a.m. and I'm preparing to just go out to see the place, just to wind up a bit. And I'll see you on the next episode, which is going to be episode 20. Thank you.